people after retirement would think of life in a remote rural environment. One man, however, after completing his 35 years of service, retiring as a state controller of immigration, moved all his family to a location 60 kilometers away from the nearest urban area, where he already built a home. Hamis Rogo reports that it is a new life planned, and so far, it looks good.
The story of the new world of Rabi Denyaru, a retired state controller of immigration. You may find Denyaru somewhat eccentric, but he is a thinker, a philosopher who lives by his book of philosophy. Denyaru is in love with the environment too, perhaps an obsession. That may explain his migration with his family to this remote location of retirement. He is actually from Gumel in Jigawa State, and now he moved to Gangara, some 70 kilometers away, where there are fewer than 15 houses, and where no one house stands shoulder to another. Perhaps you will appreciate his new environment more from the story of our journey to his place. It is hardly accessible with the rains, and he generously used one of his vehicles to pick us from a major road. We hooked on our way. Gangara is typically an agricultural community suitable for the cultivation of multiple crops. Denyaru built a green wall there. It is his home and it is his workplace. He cultivates multiple fruits and plant gum arabic as well. All amazing because the area is a certified arid zone.
Region is one of the best regions because it gives you the best agriculture, more than the forest region.
I personally visited Denyaru on the story I was doing on gum arabic, which he is a large-scale farmer. But my first question to him is whether he missed city life.
No, I don't use AC. I don't use fan. It's natural. When you have a habitat like this, you have trees, you have things like gum arabic. Even without getting economic benefit from it, then you gain from nature.
From show of contentment with his new life, he was also hard on system that allows deforestation to go on unchecked.
On this planet, everybody is located where God wants him to be located. And when you are located, you will be located with the right paraparania there. Developed societies, they always harness these resources. They always make sure they take care of the plants and trees. But the culture is not there.
This is one of the model gum arabic farms Rabiu Denyaru has. He feels if the federal government can stand strong on gum arabic, a major area of economic diversity for the country is assured. He believes gum arabic is an international commodity with a ready market and high market value. And he says Nigeria has the required climate and land to make a global impact.
Now, that's a good example of personal restoration effort. In tune with nature, many may not get it, but that is peace and joy right there. Now, if you were to casually suggest that a mason's job could provide enough resources to support a useful education and admirable life, many would treat the notion with derision. But let's face the unusual. Jennifer Okuro has broken the glass ceiling. She is a 20-year-old student of the University of Benin who goes to construction sites to work. Dealing in molded blocks, she gets paid 2,000 naira as reward for her labor. The sight of her working is catchy and attracts non-stop gaze by the public. This attention has earned her a life-changing opportunity. You're eager to hear about it, right? Ivie Oyakire caught up with her.
27, 2021, the life of Jennifer changed. Her determined involvement in an improbable line of work for a woman earned her the attention of Sunday Diary, Nigeria's Minister of Youth and Sports. The minister will now personally take on the responsibility of paying for her education. Now, let me tell you how this happened. To make ends meet, Jennifer decided to do what, for a woman, must be one of the weirdest jobs around, the job of a mason, more commonly known as laborers at a construction site. Jennifer was not deterred by either the cement dust or the unusual physical demands of the work. What mattered was the sustenance and support it would provide for her.
The second day I started working there, some of my friends saw me and some were laughing, and the other time I was in class, they were like, "Wait, is it true you're actually doing that kind of work?" And all of that. Like, who cares? I'm doing, it's a job, it's paying. Whatever it is you do that brings you money, that's legal, you shouldn't be ashamed of it.
I was like, let's not do that. You just maybe exercise patient, maybe things will be well. Like, it's too stressful for a lady.
Like what she has done well for herself. It's an eye-opener for every other student to follow suit, because hard work pays.
Holidays are over. She's back to the classroom with fees, accommodation, and other bills already sorted.
I never expected any scholarship in the first place, because I just went there to work innocently, and then somehow it went viral, and I started getting calls, and then the scholarship. And yes, the federal government has already started implementing the scholarship.
The Vice Chancellor of her institution, the University of Benin, commends her courage.
If she hasn't done this, maybe she would still be trying to get ways of sponsoring herself. But the fact that she took the bull by the horn, and so all other students should also believe that there is no shortcut to success in life.
Like Jennifer comes Nancy, who started this job at a very young age against all odds. Her dedication to this cause made her a sought after for learning.
Nothing is really too difficult. When you set your mind, you set your goal, consistency, definitely you get to your aiming point.
While some begin to sit and ponder about all the challenges in the world, the likes of Jennifer and Nancy want you to take a clue and do your level best. Who knows, it may just be you that will take up the glory of unimaginable breakthrough.
Fired. The resilience of Nigerians is first class. Well done, Jennifer. Now, last week, Newsline, we showed the story of how a 17-year-old girl, Minat Abdullahi, miraculously found herself in Sokoto after boarding a car in Abuja to Lagos. After the report of the missing girl was aired, her guardian showed up and described her story as untrue. Shehu Muhammad Dati has more.
When she was brought to NTA Sokoto by some good Samaritans on the ground that the girl was found roaming about. As at that time, Stella Femi identified herself as Minat Abdullahi and said she came from Abuja after boarding a car to go to Lagos, but suddenly found herself in Sokoto. Stella's story made members of Ife community in Sokoto to swing into action and brought her to NTA Sokoto, and she was reported as missing. After Stella was reported as missing girl, Rufai Halidu, the guardian of Stella Femi, found the story as shocking and described the narration by the girl as lie, saying they lived together with Stella at Arkilla area in Sokoto.
The people who was living with us, he don't have any bad behaviors. And also, anything he wants you to do, he will do it. So just, unfortunately, just surprised that you just take that action.
Minat Abdullahi, now Stella Femi, said she lied with a view to getting an opportunity to return to Osun State to continue her studies.
The reason why I said it is because I lost my mom. That one is real. But my dad said if I come back home, he's going to take me to court. He's not going to allow me to stay inside the cell. He's going to say I'm not related to them at all.
State Commissioner of Police Okunlola Kola Kamaluddin said his command had taken the girl to the psychiatric hospital for examination, and the result indicated that she is mentally fit.
Fortunately, the father is alive, not dead, as she claimed. So the whole Nigeria should know that she's a liar. She has to tell us why she decided to tell lies and say that she was from Abuja when actually she lives in Sokoto.
While handing over the girl to her biological father, the police warned them to keep watchful eyes over her, citing the dubious behavior of Stella as strange.
I think they really should keep an eye on her because it's really strange. Now, the dream of every undergraduate is to complete their studies, get a good job, and live life to the fullest. This dream was, however, cut short for Blessing Omowumi Olajide, a 300-level undergraduate of the University of Ilorin, as she was gruesomely raped and murdered in her home by yet-to-be-identified rapists. Kende Omolosho has details.
Until she was gruesomely raped and murdered, 24-year-old Abosede was a 300-level agric undergraduate of the University of Ilorin. The dastardly act was said to have been committed in her house at Tanke along the University Road on Wednesday, June 2nd. Omowumi's lifeless body was discovered here Wednesday evening on return from work by her guardian. The late 24-year-old was described as a peace-loving, easygoing, gentle and kind lady. Dr. Modukwa Shitu has been Omowumi's guardian for over 7 years. What she desires is justice for Omowumi.
I'm demanding for justice. The killers, I want to know them. I also want to know why she was killed.
Her rape and murder sparked a protest by civil rights activists in Ilorin. They are demanding for justice as issues of rape in their submissions are becoming too rampant in their society.
We are not safe, our children are not safe. This one is murder too many. Last week we had 2 issues, rape everywhere. Even yesterday, rape case was also reported to FIDA office. What are we doing about this? What is the government doing? We want government to come to take up to their responsibility. They owe us security, and our children ourselves, we must be secure.
The continuous incident of sexual violence against women and girls requires the government to take stringent measures to protect our women and girls. The rights of our women and girls, despite the enactment of violation against persons and prohibition law and other extant law, have continued to be violated without perpetrators being brought to book and severely punished.
The state government has equally called for thorough investigation into the crime.
The death of the disease, it is against the law. The position of National Human Rights Commission is they are going to collaborate with all the various security agencies to ensure that the animals, the perpetrator, the criminals are brought to justice.
The perpetrator, they just have to face the justice, and justice must be done.
The police has promised to get to the root of the matter, while the remains of the deceased have been deposited at the University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital.
Hiding place for rapists. The long arm of the law will surely catch up with them, definitely. Time for a break now. Newsline will continue shortly.
Nikon Luxury is back again. We present luxury and comfort in the heart of Abuja. At Nikon Luxury Hotel, we put in extra care to provide relaxation at its best. Luxury is our watchword. Our conference halls are equipped with the latest technology to maximize your business. Our restaurants and bars offer exquisite international and local dining experience. Join our 24-hour gym and spa for total rejuvenation of your body and mind. Nikon Luxury is back again, presenting luxury at its peak. Nikon Luxury Hotel, your luxurious hideaway.
It is time for celebration. 30 years bustling with goodness. No challenge can ever stop us. You can't underrate us. You can't underrate. Bustling with so much greatness. Enjoy a world of good.
You clean your teeth every morning, but that fresh breath feeling just doesn't last. The answer? Easy. You keep your teeth strong and healthy and give your mouth long-lasting fresh breath with new Oral-B 2-in-1 toothpaste. It helps strengthen your teeth and gives you long-lasting fresh breath.
So fresh, still fresh, and still fresh.
Stay strong, stay fresh. New Oral-B toothpaste for strong teeth and long-lasting fresh breath.
Since 1971, Nigeria's foremost human capital development institution, the Industrial Training Fund, ITF, has been at the forefront of equipping Nigerians with skills for national growth. Today's ITF has repositioned and refocused its programs, forging new partnerships locally and internationally to effectively deliver on its mandate. With 37 area offices and 5 industrial skills training centers across the country, ITF is pushing to reduce unemployment by providing relevant technical and vocational skills for employability and entrepreneurship in diverse trades and crafts. Whether you're a public or private organization seeking to improve the skills of your personnel or an individual looking to acquire skills that will increase your chances of employment or even to help start your own business, today's ITF has a program for you. Speak to us today. Contact our area offices nationwide or visit our website www.itf.gov.ng. ITF, developing the nation's human resource.
My name is Chikwe Ihekwazu. I lead the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. I'm extremely privileged to have gotten this vaccine today. Really, I accept it really on behalf of all the healthcare workers, public health workers. I've really spent the last 12 months working so incredibly hard on this response. And I think it provides hope. You know, this vaccine really provides us an opportunity to reinvigorate ourselves as we sustain the response in Nigeria. So this vaccine provides us a real shot at life. But, you know, that shot will come into effect when we have most of the population vaccinated. We have to keep washing our hands, wearing our masks, keeping apart from each other until we have enough people vaccinated in the country. And I'm sure we'll get there.
Now, she committed her time, talent, and treasure to making life comfortable for many that came in contact with her. It is in recognition of this undeniable show of benevolence and love that her friends, colleagues, and relatives came all out to appreciate and honor her as she was conferred with the 2020 Lady of the Year Award by the Lagos Grand Ladies Auxiliary Knights of St. John International. Annie Daniels tells us more.
I know.
This special mass heralds the day's event. The mass is celebrated to thank God for bringing the Lagos Grand Ladies Auxiliary Knights of St. John International thus far.
The knighthood itself is service in the church, the Catholic Church. The ladies are the wives of the knights. We call them sisters. And they are very useful, just as all mothers are, in taking care of not just we, their family, but also people in the church.
Though the Thanksgiving Mass could not hold last year due to the emergence of COVID-19, the ladies, their spouses and loved ones have come together this year in a grand style to give honor to one of their own, whose contributory role in the growth of the church and society at large cannot be denied. She is noble Sister Okwi Sydney Moka, the 2020 Lady of the Year.
Congratulations. Knights of St. John, basically, we are paramilitary organization and charity oriented. We are soldiers of Christ. We are using our time and talent and the treasure to serve God.
Noble Sister Okwi Sydney Moka is a woman of many firsts, whose smiles are constant, even in the toughest times. Her heart so forgiving, even when it is most difficult. In fact, she is described as the Mother Teresa of her time.
A lady that you can trust any day. A lady that is committed to her calling as a lady knight. She deserves the award she earned today.
Once you are with her, all you get from her, no matter how pressed your problem is, she has to encourage you. She has to make you realize that with God, nothing is impossible.
And for the celebrant, it is a call to do more. And she is determined to live up to expectation.
In the
because of doing these things, I had a lot of tribulations, a lot of castigations, but what matters to me at the end is, am I doing the will of God? Yes. The more I climb the ladder, the more I ask God for humility, to be humbler than I was met. So that's my prayer, and I believe that the Holy Spirit will do it for me.
It's good to always be good and kind to others. Now, voices calling for anarchy, division and disintegration of the country are getting louder by the day, and the media, as the watchdog of the society, should not be asleep in the face of insecurity and other threats to national unity. Rather, they should provide a leeway to stem the situation through objective and patriotic reportage. This thought line was evoked at an event to mark the 10th anniversary Impact Series and Awards of the Blueprint newspaper in Abuja. Kenneth Nanim attended the program and tells us more.
It's the 10th anniversary of one of the popular national dailies in Nigeria, and the proprietor, Mohammed Idris, has thrown open his doors to guests from all walks of life. Dignitaries, colleagues from the pen profession, associates, friends and well-wishers are all converged here to celebrate 10 years of success. The journey, however, has not been without challenges, as the proprietor narrates days of humble beginning.
A decade after, we are encouraged by the fact that we have practiced professional journalism, tightly mined our guests, contributed to useful conversations towards a more democratic and egalitarian society.
Trust. When the pen professionals meet, of course, discussions touch on all issues affecting Nigeria and ways to overcome. Then comes the President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, whose charge is to use the pen as a weapon mightier than the sword, to wage war against the detractors, threatening the one Nigerian dream and aspirations of the founding fathers.
It is against this backdrop that I will challenge the media to affirm their faith in Nigeria and dedicate themselves to their role as the fourth estate of the realm.
Then comes the awaited moment when the former president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, bagged an award, Icon of Democracy in Africa, received on his behalf by the former Minister of Works, Mike Onola-Memen. 15 governors selected across the Federation were decorated with the Governors of the Year Award for excellent performance in various fields, alongside 15 other individuals who distinguished themselves in service to the fatherland, including Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Umar Farouk, and the FRSC Corps Marshal, Boboye Oyeyemi, were all recognized in various capacities.
The habit of making sure that carnage on our roads are reduced is being appreciated by all and sundry. So, to us, we say a big thank you to Blueprint, and we say we'll do more.
The event also dropped a strong message for some public office holders who are not at their best to sit up or receive strokes of the cane rather than a pat on the back.
Patriotism is the key word. Congratulations to all who got awards. Now, a leader, they say, is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. And leaders who told this part are worth celebrating. In line with this, the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, BON, organized an awards and gala night to recognize and reward the leaders for selfless service. The honor was also for keeping their teams focused and motivated to achieving set goals when they were heading the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday was there for Newsline.
The gala night brought together these media practitioners, serving and retired, to celebrate their leaders who have contributed to the development of the union. The association has come a long way since its first General Assembly in 1988.
We have, in the last 33 years, restructured BON by amending the 2007 Constitution to give equal opportunities to all interest groups that formed the organization to produce chairman in order to strengthen unity, enhance the powers of General Assembly by making it supreme and the highest organ that possesses all powers, legal and administrative, to achieve the objectives of the organization.
And as the business of the day began, one after the other, their dedication and service to the organization over the years were rewarded.
To present this award to you in recognition of your distinguished and meritorious service as the 11th chairman of BON.
To General of the NTA, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, was on stage twice on awards. Pioneer Chairman of BON, Shinle Wigwe, who got the Red Medal Award, said he's proud of the organization.
Indeed, it is a great thing that you keep your record straight, and then people are growing in the organization. You come into the organization, you are not ashamed of the organization you have left.
Positive changes, and we look forward to continued reorganization of BON to suit the changes in technology and the circumstances of the media, including the social media.
Whatever one does, people are watching. We had never thought we were going to be recognized today, but we did a little bit when we were at the helm of affairs in that zone.
That position of executive secretary needs a lot of what we call institutional memory. Not just anybody that we just bring from outside. It's somebody who has worked in broadcasting.
Former DG of the NTA, Shola Omole, says the Nigerian Television Authority is waxing stronger, owing to the leadership quality of the current Director General.
The building that was not completed, then the process of completing, the ground floor is now being used, the atmosphere is very good, and that they no longer use Intelsat because Intelsat was just siphoning our money away. Now they're using NIGECOMSAT, which is an indigenous company, so we can retain some of the money.
Some leaders of the organization who stood out during their time were also honored with posthumous awards.
Best wherever you are. You never know when you will be honored. So it's good to be outstanding at all times. Now, there is a saying that a man's heartthrob may be far, but love always has its way of breaking the distance. This is the story of Sadiq Dauda Abari, son of a former general manager of the NTA Channel 5 Abuja, who got lawfully wedded to his beautiful bride, Khadija Yusuf. Abdulmalik Hassan captured the mood of the celebration that was carried out in grand style.
Gathering of people from different walks of life is to witness the solemnization of the wedding of Sadiq and Khadija. Now, that very moment is what the couple have been waiting for, a union in accordance with Islamic injunction. Just before the reception in Abuja, other events were held for the friends of the groom's mother. It was indeed memorable for not only the family and friends, but also the community that is fulfilling another obligation. There was a lot to munch and gulp for the guests that were all dressed in beautiful colors to celebrate the beginning of another family unit.
I pray that Allah will bless the wedding, give them patience.
I have been away in school. I have missed a lot of weddings, but I was among the people that stood for this to take place. So I am overexcited. It's written all over my face. I can't hide it.
I'm sure that Sadiq will not have any cause for complaint because
she is kind, she is gentle, and she has a very humane heart.
Anytime they have challenges, they should go back to God. Marriage is an institution. Many who don't know God, they hurry to graduate.
I'm very happy. And then I will advise them to put God first and then to be patient with each other. They should tolerate one another, solve their problems together.
And I know that the best way into a man's heart is through his stomach. So therefore, I can rest assured that she will get that position.
From the smile on their faces, it was obvious that the dream of the couple has been fulfilled.
She's
Please allow the beautiful girls to come outside. Mona, they send them message.
She's a wonderful girl.
I found love in you. And no other love will do.
Congratulations. We wish you bliss and blessings. Now, still on celebrations, it's always a thing of joy for children to see their parents age gracefully in sound health, especially when they are role models who have helped shape their lives from childhood. For the Johnson family, the 75th birthday of their mother, grandmother, and mother-in-law, Olufumilayo Johnson, was worthy of celebration with family, friends, and well-wishers. Uzuze Arure was there.
The guest turned out in grand style for the birthday celebration of a matriarch, Olufumilayo Johnson, as she turned 75. The celebration was graced by family, friends, and well-wishers within and outside Nigeria. Individually and collectively, they felicitated with the woman of substance.
This son-in-law stands here to thank my mother-in-law who adopted me as her son from day one. Happy birthday to you.
Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, showered encomiums on the celebrant. While wishing her a happy life, he described her as a woman of honor.
I feel very privileged and happy to join her to celebrate her 70th birthday. I wish that 10 years, 15 years, she'll still be around.
She has this toughness about her when you see her. But really, when you get to know her, you realize she's the softest and the most emotional being.
She's a strong woman. She's a disciplinarian. And how do I say, she's a good Christian.
One of her grandchildren had a unique thing to say about her.
She's a style icon. She knows how to dress. When she walks into the room, there's this gravitas, there's this panache. You know that somebody has arrived.
The septuagenarian, who proclaimed undying love for her family members, thanked God for keeping her hale and hearty.
I feel joyous. I thank God. I never knew it's going to take place like this. It was a great surprise. I thank God.
The birthday girl, Victoria Olufumilayo Johnson, who was born on the 29th of May 1946, hails from Ogun State, Abeokuta. She attended Anglican Girls Commercial School in Ibadan and Yaba College of Technology in Lagos, where she majored in Secretariat Studies. She later proceeded to the UK, where she obtained a preschool education diploma at the Hammersmith and North Kensington Institute in London. She is the wife of late Reverend Olushola Johnson, who left remarkable legacies for many to follow.
Happy birthday to the celebrant. She sure looks beautiful. Time for another break. Newsline will continue after that. Big day ahead.
Ovaltine 3-in-1. Smart choice for smart kids.
In my house, we may look alike, but we are very different individuals. Everybody believes their way is best. That's why Golden Penny Pasta is our favorite meal.
Golden Penny Pasta, made with durum wheat, is tasty, nutritious, a source of protein and fiber, and non-sticky. So you can cook, serve, and eat your pasta just the way you like it. With Golden Penny Pasta, your way is best.
'Cause I'm the new best thing. I'm the new best thing. Better than you've ever seen.
Discover new Guinness Smooth. Perfectly balanced for a smooth, refreshing taste.
I'm the new best thing.
Nigerian youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth Entrepreneurship Support Years by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youth, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
And that's all we have on today's edition of the Trophy Live Trivia. But before I go, I just want to say this. Keep your energy up. Don't be so hard on yourself. You dey walk now, guy. You dey also go. You deserve a trophy with your fellow honorables. Anything you do that gives you the kick is worth recognition. Just look at yourself in the mirror and say, wow. Now honorable I be you. And even when we are feeling so stressed up, we can ginger each other up and share some good bottles of Trophy Lager. Because anyhow we be, when honorables gather, we share, we dream, and we win together. My name is still Files, aka Files the bad guy. Honorable was Bayi.
I'm back. Imagine a future where one is up and about in just a few hours after surgical procedures. That vision might soon be realized in the military as the Nigerian Air Force has commenced laparoscopic surgery with less downtime, among other advantages. Najatu Tijani has the scoop on laparoscopy.
Routinely performed outside the shores of Nigeria, but now the Nigerian Air Force has brought it home. Also
Also known as keyhole surgery because of tiny incisions made in the operative area, the laparoscopy, once regarded as a high-tech procedure, is still not established in Nigeria, with very few hospitals offering the procedure, making the Nigerian Air Force one of the few good men, so to speak. The demonstration offers a peek into the first laparoscopic surgery performed in the Nigerian Air Force Hospital on a 54-year-old patient with gallstones who could not be interviewed for personal reasons. Squadron leaders only led the surgical team.
Just this little incision, it's in the patient. So you can see this is the camera. This is the camera. You can see the video.
After performing a similar procedure on another patient, NTA was finally able to interview squadron leaders Oni, who led the surgical team. He says the feat tallies with the Chief of the Air Staff's vision of a highly professional force poised for excellence at all levels.
In the conventional technique, the abdomen is opened wide. Patients stay longer in the hospitals, up to 2 weeks before they can go back home. But with this technique, the laparoscopic cholecystectomy, what happens is that in less than 2 days, the client or the patient goes back to his normal work. So with the current insurgency, fight against counterterrorism, insecurity issues, we need our personnel to go back quickly and functionally back to their work as soon as possible. So these techniques, these minimal access techniques, can achieve that. In less than a few days, even if we need a pilot to fly, so it's just more 48 hours, he comes by here, he has his surgery, and then he goes back to fly as soon as possible. So that's one of the visions that the chief wants to, that has implemented for the health services branch.
Group Captain Muzammil is the commander of the 063 Nigerian Air Force Hospital, Abuja. He says the feat is just the tip of the iceberg concerning advancements in military medicine.
And very soon, don't forget, we are going to start telemedicine. And then with telemedicine, you can link up with others, professionals, other colleagues outside the country. So I think the future of Air Force Medical is quite bright because we have very good, capable and very hardworking leaders.
Being a type of robotic procedure which is an area of interest of the Nigerian military, it is being touted as a solution to underdeveloped nations. The feat also comes after the Nigerian Air Force launched a telemedicine portal and also got approval from the West African College of Physicians to conduct residency training for its doctors at
Good to know we can handle such speedy surgical procedures in Nigeria. Now, primary health centers are to provide minor ailment and cater to minor ailment at community level in Basasan Community, Kware local government area of Sokoto. The people have decided to invite medical personnel in this category to do more than just primary services. Shehu Muhammad Dati tells us more.
Basansan village is a community of about 5,000 people located in Kware local government area of Sokoto state. Their major occupations are farming and cattle rearing. The community has one primary health center which was meant to treat minor illness. However, it has been turned into center for illegal surgeries for patients having hydrocele and hernia cases by a community health officer, Nura Muhammad, who is currently working with primary health care center in his hometown, Mayanchi, in Moru local government area of Zamfara state. Investigation shows that the community health worker had regularly been invited to the village by the locals since 2017 due to burden of taking their patients to Mayanchi in Zamfara. So they invite him to their village where he carries out surgeries in a room that lacks all that is needed for surgery. He also discharged his patients immediately after the operation, no matter the severity of their condition. Aliyu Bawa and Buba Sambo are among the patients operated on for hydrocele, while the village head, Hamza Muhammad, said his elder brother had also been operated on. The people were attracted by his low charges and effectiveness, stressing that in every 10 cases he treated, they hardly recorded problems.
I think there is certain subsidy which made them to be taking them to Mwanti.
To saboda shina yi mana shi 10,000 aikin 20,000 wallahi nuna ne mun.
Can in ka tafi wani riba sai wajen 60,000 za a yi ma aiki ba. Nan ko kila iyaka 20,000 ko kasa ga haka na a yi ma.
Sokoto State Primary Healthcare Development Agency said the officer in charge of the Basansan Healthcare Center had been suspended and has liaised with Zamfara State Ministry of Health to arrest the community health worker.
His qualification is yet to be known because we are still waiting for the report. But nevertheless, whoever he is, hence he's not an employee of Sokoto State. And of course, even if he is, he don't have the capacity, he don't have the knowledge, he don't have the prerequisite qualifications that will make him to do that work. On that ground, we are not going to leave it to go as such.
While waiting for the outcome of the committee set up to investigate the matter, the community appealed for upgrading the Basansan Primary Healthcare for better service delivery.
Need for urgent intervention there. I think that's a serious case. Now, to break away is not the best, but using our differences to achieve better ideals should be our collective priority as a people. This is because no meaningful development can take place without unity and cohesion. All this took center stage at a unity march organized by members of the National Youth Service Corps across the country. Olayinka Ujo reports.
It is no longer news that Nigeria in recent times has been bemoaned with different challenges, beginning from insecurity to religion and ethnicity. Now, imagine what Nigeria would look like if the people choose to embrace one another in love, unity.
Most of the people you see around here now may not be showcasing the cultures of their states of origin.
All of these qualities are what these trustees of posterity showcased in this unity march. The different inscriptions on their placards and banners speaks volume, reminding all of the vision of Nigeria's founding fathers.
We cannot continue to allow this conflict to perpetuate itself, because that means we will not have anything to bequeath to the generation that is yet unborn.
With the federal government taking steps to find sustainable remedy to the various crises, the core members from different institutions, backgrounds, ethnic, religion, to mention a few, say their collective interest is to make Nigeria great.
It has helped in the unity of Nigeria. It has helped to give young people a platform to grow and become better people.
And it shows how NYC has integrated different tribes to think as one Nigeria.
And I also want to appreciate this country for giving young people like us the privilege.
I never in my life would have thought I would be in this position to be in an attire and then act like another person in another culture. It's really amazing. It really feels good to be an Igbo man today.
For Ibrahim Musa Suleja, those calling for the scrapping of the NYSC is uncalled for, as the 3 weeks orientation exercise has changed his perception of other ethnic groups.
I would love to see NYC in a state of in a state where it is even bigger than it is today, in a state where everybody would love to be in NYC, where even a primary school pupil will be hoping to join the NYC from his primary school, because it has attained a level where it has bring a lot of joy, harmony and togetherness to the youth in Nigeria.
The Unity March, the first of its kind in the history of the scheme, the core members say will linger in their hearts for a long time.
Peace Corps is a good initiative. I served in Damaturu, Yobe State, and that gave me an opportunity to learn a lot about the North. Now, time for our final break. We'll be back shortly.
Classes on television for students in secondary schools in English and mathematics will commence on the NTA. The revision classes will transmit Mondays to Fridays from 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on the network service of the NTA. This is organized in preparation for the various national examinations and orders. This is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Education.
My name is Boss Mustafa, the Secretary to the Government and the Chairman of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19. I've just had the rare privilege of taking my first dose of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, and I can tell you that we are doing very well in terms of our response and the administration of the vaccines all over the country. As strategic leaders, we are supposed to lead by example, and the President did precisely that on Saturday with the Vice President, and we are continuing in that particular direction. The essence of taking these vaccines is to help us really fight this COVID-19 virus, and the combination of the non-pharmaceutical measures and the vaccine is the way to go in 2021 and thereafter.
Come back. It can be uncomfortable having a partner who snores. For those who can't develop selective deafness, it could become irritating and unbearable, thereby posing a threat to the relationship. But there is hope for people who snore and their loved ones. As medical experts say, it can be managed or even treated. From Ebonyi State, Fortune Ozo reveals more on this.
Snoring is a grunting sound one makes while sleeping. Although it is a common condition that can affect anyone, it is more in men and those who are overweight. How does it feel to have a snoring partner, and how do snorers see the condition?
When I take 1 or 2 liquors of 3310, or as the case may be, Budweiser, if I go to have a short snap, I will snore, definitely. For me even to know that I snore is because I was told that I snore when I'm sleeping. My wife told me.
I find it very difficult and very uncomfortable to stay around somebody who snores.
I've been opportune to see someone that snores, I must say, is irritating.
Why do some people snore and others don't? And how can it be managed or treated?
We look at obesity, we look at weakness of the muscles, soft tissues, we look at abnormalities of the skeletal area. We also now look at things like positioning. So the first thing is to reduce your weight reduction. The second thing we can do is to begin to carry out regular exercise. Now, you can also exercise the muscles of your throat. You can also exercise the tongue. When I coil my tongue, when I coil it, I'm exercising that muscle. You'll also notice that most times singers, musicians don't snore. Most of them don't snore, except some of them that are very obese.
Since snoring occurs when the flow of air through the mouth and nose is blocked, it is advised that people will adhere to the stipulated measures of its management and treatment to enable them and their loved ones get a good night's sleep.
Important thing is that it can be managed and even treated. Now, that's our 7 today on Newsline, and we hope to see you again